All right, what's going on? I guess we clocked in. Hey, what's going on, party people? Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a pleasure to have you here. I go by the name of L'Esprit. I am a spiritual healer. And essentially, what I do as a spiritual healer is that I help people to become mentally and emotionally balanced. And, the objective or the end result out of that is for you to know who you are, to enhance your consciousness, to become more in alignment with yourself. And that's how you fully heal by becoming the holy man, which is also known as the perfect man, not a flawless man, but when you have successfully, you know, um, harmonized or successfully put together, let's just say your masculinity and your femininity, you have them the yin and the yang. That's what the complete being is. Is to have, that's how you become one. And as part of your, I guess, development, you becoming one, also one with the Father as well. But anyway, we'll delve into all of that. It was just to give you a little bit of background, in terms of what I do as a spiritual healer and even to get you to be emotionally balanced. I help you to understand how your emotions are being created. It's you becoming aware or conscious and more conscious of your emotions, because when people are being triggered, right, one of the main reason why they are triggered is because they're not, that's why when someone is toxic, they don't know it. You can only know that you're no longer toxic after you're no longer being toxic. That's how you could be like, man, I used to be toxic. Toxic motherfuckers don't know that they're toxic. Even when we're talking about the term narcissism, we can only speak of that term. I mean, you can only know that you're not a narcissist because you know what a narcissist is. Does that make sense? It's like you have you have to be aware of your emotions. Otherwise, I mean, you not being aware of it, not being conscious of it, that's what that's what triggered the triggers. That's the trigger in itself. But you would have to be aware of how your emotions are being created, then understand what are emotions. So that's how you master your emotions. And in addition to that, then I also talk about, having you, or helping you to become mentally balanced. That's another hard work too, because now you also have to be conscious now. What I'm saying, you got to take heed to, okay, how was my mind being trained to think? So you have to understand that science, even for you to reverse that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you truly mastering it. You got to know it. You got to make it your own. But most importantly, you got to be have more consciousness. That's why you got to be aware of your culture. How is my culture shaping me? You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between that's how it is. That's how it is what it is. Besides, you now making it what it should be. Then you understand there are boxes. Then you are the creator. But you need more consciousness for you to do that. And for you to attain that consciousness, you have to transcend certain barriers. Because just like every culture, it's a fucking barrier to it's bias. Every culture is. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you a perfect example. We are in a culture that pretty much define, love with marriages. If that nigga love you, I mean, you guys are gonna get married if you love. Like, love and marriage goes hand in hand. So, if I were to tell you about arranged marriages, it's like it cannot fit your mind. You can't, that's not. Yeah, oh my God, it's crazy. It's too much. How can they even think that way? Do you see what I'm saying? But if you're willing to be open, then you understand, and even in your culture, that's where the biasness comes in, because marriage has nothing to do with love. You know what I'm saying? That's why, I mean, if you don't believe me, you know, try to get a divorce, or while you're getting a divorce, or if you know anybody that gets a divorce, this is a contract. And depending on the amount of years that we spent together, what the fuck that has to do with love? Respectfully, nothing at all. So, with that being said, I'm trying to get you to get out of the love marriages mentality, because that's not what it is. Because in our culture, just like I was saying, you could be married for love, but you know what I'm saying? That's why the house is gonna be broken. It's gonna be a broken house now. Like, shit gonna have to be split now. It's a legal move, baby. So if that's what it is, it's best for you to have a fucking arranged marriage. That's gonna work out for you. Like, the elites, they understand that concept. That's why so and so would marry so and so. That's a power move. I don't know what the fuck you talking about love for. Like, love got nothing to do with this shit. It's a power move. For instance, if I were to marry into that family, if there's war, automatically they become your allies. Those are power moves, man. You know what I'm saying? Those are legal moves. Again, a contract. So, you know what I'm saying? So you need to have a fucking arranged marriage, nigga. So that's when you have guys like Eddie Murphy that comes in earlier that's trying to, okay, get a prenup. That's what he was telling you. And that wall fucking nigga get a prenup. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't build shit with me. You know what I'm saying? Not because we're in love, and then now shit didn't work out because we were married. Guess what? Half. That's what he was talking about. So what love got to do with it? So again, I'm trying to help you to become conscious. Here we are, our culture's telling us, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you get married is love. You know what I'm saying? They equate love to marriage. Oh, child, you love him? Yes, I'm gonna marry him. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, it's all right. But the reality that you're dealing with, even in your own fucking culture, is showing you the truth, but yet you blinded. You know what I'm saying? Here you are, arranged marriages, that's bullshit. Open your mind, open your consciousness. Maybe it may not be as bad as a move if you're gonna get talking about marriage. That's why the elite, just like I was saying before, they understood, man. That's why so and so would marry so and so, to maintain the family's our value, whatever the fuck. Have at it. Have your family ranking shit. Beautiful, whatever. Whatever the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to say, open your eyes, bro. You know what I mean? But for you to become mentally balanced, it's important for you to understand that process about yourself. That's why your humanity is your spirituality, because now you're dealing with, let's just say, how were you trained to think? And that's what essentially that's what mind control is. And that's what we do by becoming mentally balanced too. You know what I'm saying? So I already talk about that, but just to give you just a little something, some jewels, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's on the house. Oh shit, what the fuck? Um, so yeah, I kind of lost it. I lost it. We're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back. But anyway, I hope you're having a good time so far. You know, I mean, it's a hell of a introduction. You know, I believe, in my humble opinion, I think that's the least I could do for myself. But also for you too. Like, if you're gonna watch me, I mean, you might want to know what's going on. I'm gonna make sure you're not left out. That's all I'm saying. Mm. So now let's get to it, right? So again, to become mentally balanced, man, it's more than just, one aspect of yourself. That's why you understand your spirituality now, you have to embody everything. You're becoming more conscious of it, of everything. You know what I'm saying? It's to have that and more. You know what I'm saying? So if you understand that too, well, that's pretty much a pretty good, I guess, step to, the next part of, I guess my routine, in terms of, telling you that I'm a spiritual healer, and then kind of like tell you what I do as a spiritual healer. And then now I'll let you know, listen, spirituality now is the tool that I use. I'm covering all the bases here. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm letting you know that spirituality, you know what I'm saying? It's the tool that I use. Well, so what the fuck is spirituality? I would let you know things like, misconceptions that we have of what spirituality is, or even ourselves. Most importantly, the misconception, the understanding that we have about ourselves due to ignorance. That's why we detach from it. Meaning it wouldn't be your regular day shit. The sports is, the news is, spirituality is almost like, this nigga, it's almost like this shit is extra. Whereas that is truly who the fuck you are. That's your essence. Even okay, let's just say on lamest terms, even by you, let's just say, trying to get to know the human nature in itself, will show you that you're more than what you appear to be. Another way of saying that is that it gets a little more complicated. It's a little lot more complex. That's why a lot of what we do, that's why you have to understand your shadow self. You gotta understand when you. That's why people would tell you want to change your life, change your thoughts. But think about it. Like, if you want to be real, talking about real shit, why the fuck would your thought would change your life? So I'm saying, even at the lowest, at the dumbest term, you still didn't get it. Because at the low, like, if anything, if you're a little bit smart, you should just be like, let's just say, you're a thinking being. Or, what I'm saying, there's some energy in you. There's an intellect. There's what I'm saying, there's an aspect of you that's thinking. I'm like, God damn, nigga. I'm saying? So even that, I mean, I'm just saying, like, how do you miss all of that? For you, like, and that's what pure ignorance is. Not being aware of what's around you. So now you look at spirituality as being outside of you. You know what I'm saying? And then now there you are looking at me like I'm talking some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, hey, she's smoking. I'm doing all of it, baby. I'll take it all. The joke is on you, Jack. You know what I'm saying? So again, there's men is both visible and invisible. And you are more than just the visible aspect of you. And that understanding, that's how you bypass the visible side of you. Now you no longer, refrain by your visible aspect because now you embrace both part of you. And that's how you transcend matter. But anyway, again, to get back to what spirituality is, it's your regular life. Whether you're conscious of it or not. Now, when you become spiritual, that's when now you become more conscious, meaning more aware. You know more about your environment, about yourself, about energy. Then that's when you're like, yo, what I'm saying? You understand, for instance, just like, your body needs bread, what I'm saying, physical shit for it to like to function, then you have an additional understanding now that you also got to feed your brain. So you're getting a little more conscious. Now you know what I'm saying? You understand a man cannot live off of bread alone. Then it's no longer a secret for you. You live in that now. But that state of consciousness is also a state of realization. That's why you have to materialize your spirituality. To have knowledge is for you to become wise. Because what a wise man is doing is making knowledge as part of his actions. Then he's materialized that, and he's moving according to that type of intelligence and knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That's like having knowledge, then you're stupid. You're making stupid moves. How good is your knowledge? Well, that's why, what I'm saying, like Jesus has to come down, man. The sons of men. He had to come to this world, man. It's got to materialize. You got to pull this motherfucker in. That's why only you can save you. You're the only one who can save you. Oh, you got to save yourself. That's what this is saying. You got to save yourself. But anyway, to get back to the whole, because we're gonna be talking about the shadow self, and it's almost like 20 minutes in, um, and I gotta be out. But anyway, um, so to pretty much, summarize the whole spirituality stuff, it's nothing but, the story of the spirit, and which is yourself. The more conscious you become of yourself, then you're able to look at yourself as more than just your physical body. So that's why even when I say in the fucking lamest terms, I mean, at least, I mean, you got to acknowledge you have an intellect. a part of you that's just thinking. It's like you have a brain and then you have your mind. You know what I'm saying? You have, I mean, okay, this is how low I can go, nigga. Ain't no shame in my game. Bear with me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna leave it there. That's how low I can go. Let's go back up, nigga. So now, and we're gonna be talking about meeting your shadow self. But first, I already talked about the shadow self. I don't know if I need to give you a little bit of introduction. Oh, wait a minute. If you're coming back, my niggas, you already know I'm in. You know what I'm saying? It's on. So I'm not even gonna say anything, but I'm gonna let you know I see you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I already talked about the shadow self, how pretty much what we do. And that's why, the foundation of my understanding, or even some of the courses that I provide, I help you to understand the difference between your ego, your true self, and your false self. That's the foundation. So we live in a society as a very, as a kid where you, you technically learn how to betray yourself because you live in your life based on what you should be doing or what you should look like instead of you how you want it. Even in your career, for most people, well, that career is gonna pay more money. Maybe that's not what you wanted. More money is not, what I'm saying, necessarily better of nothing. But you gotta have that state of mind that comes with that. But no, 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 it's not necessarily the state of mind that I'm actually referring to here. What I'm truly trying to referring to is you when you choose you, how you lose. And because you didn't choose yourself, you technically betrayed yourself. And because of that betrayal, what we do, that's why you lack of intimacy, you lack of honesty, you lack of all these things. You don't know how to be real with yourself. Then you become fake and more fake because you are adhering yourself to that image. And as you're doing that, you're also suppressing yourself and your shadow. That's why in the occult, here's something else that I forgot to mention, which is technically helping you to have a deeper understanding of the aspect of yourself that you do not see. That's why it's dealing with the hidden culture, which is a hidden side of you, more so of saying the invisibility side of you. You have a conscious mind, you have a subconscious mind, you have the power to manifest. All of that is just teaching you, there's more to you than just dick and pussy. That's all that shit is. So now we're gonna use all of that to what was the point I was trying to make? Because there was a point I was trying to make. Um, but anyway, we're just gonna let it flow, man. We're gonna let it ride. So now, by suppressing yourself, you have successfully also suppressed your shadow self. But unfortunately, when you suppress it, the spirit has to reveal itself. The energy. That's why energy never lies. That's why if you feel a certain way, there's certain symptoms that you may have in your body. In fact, Like when you're talking about a medicine healer, they understand. That's why they'll tell you, you have anger, then a certain part of your body, that's where it's going to show. But all of that is actually being done. This is all spiritual too. That's why, if you're vibrating at a low intelligence or vibration, there's a certain, your aura is going to look a certain way. So again, this is also referring to your true essence. So to think spirituality is outside of your is outside of your life, nigga. You wildin'. I know you like to feel like, yeah, you the shit. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like if this is not a political speech or not a political talk, like that matters most. Really? You know what I'm saying? Let me know, B. You know, ignorance. There's nothing greater than you. It's ignorance. Obviously, you must not know you, obviously. But anyway, so as we are being shaped in a society that teaches us, you to maintain a certain image, you have successfully betrayed yourself. And by you doing so, again, like I was saying, you're not gonna, I mean, you're gonna have a lack of fucking intimacy, of course. It's given. That's why you're not gonna be you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be a two-faced motherfucker, like even 4, 5, 20 faces, nigga. And you can't handle the truth. Because you have successfully created a false narrative and you're living off of that. And you do anything to suppress the self. That's what your clout chasers are. You're people pleaser. You're weak minded because there's no self. That's what makes you fake too. All these people are going to be fake. They got to be fake to be a people pleaser. I mean, a people pleaser. You got to be fake. So for me, when I see the shit this clear, it's like that's why we say everybody wear a mask. Oh, I could see you, Nick. Stupid motherfucker. I see you. You naked out here, man. Put your pants on. Put your skirt on. Assed out. Crazy. And then, that's how a lot of people are living double lives, man, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? And then we're saying you can understand why some people cannot be real. Why is it hard to accept the truth? Well, I mean, it's deeper than that. Because of those reasons, that's why you cannot handle the truth. Then now your shadow self is projecting itself. You cannot hide any. Listen, everything is uncovered. There's no lies in this universe. It's only what you can see. Everything's right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Everything's naked. You gotta wake up to it. That's why only you can save you. You're the only one who can save yourself. Gotta burst that bubble for you, motherfucker. Get you out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even me, King. It's nothing I could do for you. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm doing here, giving you the signs, showing you the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get you to remember. But at the end of the day, it's you, man. You got to put it together. You got to vibe in that, you know what I'm saying, for you to even click on this. That's how it goes, man. How do you think when the teacher always appear when the student's ready? Oh man, second is y'all. It's insane. As it is within, so it is without. So that's a big, big, big thing because that aspect of it alone, like I always tell people, it's not what you see, but it's how are you looking at it. Because if you have the wrong perspective, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? You already fell short. That's why you always gotta have the bigger picture. You shouldn't have the bigger picture, you don't get it. And unfortunately, that's just the way it works. Unfortunately, too. So again, so I teach about these things because, then I help you to, to do your shadow work. Because now doing the shadow work, meaning now you're gonna have to deal with all the aspect you had suppressed about you. So before you get to your true self, that's why you gotta do your shadow self first. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, payback is a bitch. Now you're gonna have to deal with all these niggas. All this time I told you I wanted to do music. That's what it is. And you're not, man, I gotta be a doctor. I gotta be a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Whereas, you're not looking at it from even a greater perspective. The Dharma, the community, what I'm saying? Everybody's gifts, keeps humanity going too. It shaped all of us. A great musician could change your life, could make you a better doctor, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That alone. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That energy, it's around us. So you do want to be at your 100%. You know what I'm saying? That's why you cannot save anybody if you don't save yourself. And first of all, once you save yourself, I can only show you the way, but you got to walk through it. That transformation. Now we could exchange, and that's what I'm doing. We're sharpening up each other. We're having a supper right now. You know what? We're having a last supper because when we meet again, it's always going to be a last one, which is a new one. You feel me? Whatever. So again, I guess you know, I was gonna say not to go too much deeper into the shadow self. Well, I mean, what your shadow self is. I mean, I guess somehow I listen. If you get it, you get it. You know what I'm saying? But I already talk about it. You could check out one of my, I guess, recordings. Then I went a little deeper about what the shadow self is. But ultimately, it's everything I just talked about too. Because your shadow self is it's implicated or it's part of you. So when you neglect you, just like your desires, when you suppress your desires, you suppress both good and bad. I mean, just because you have a bad desire doesn't make desire a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? But what you need to discover about not just desire, but about your emotions too. It's the power of discernment. You got to be able to transmute it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Just because a bitch is walking outside, naked, my dick get hard doesn't, doesn't justify like fucking rape. It's okay. I should react to it. Yeah, but I'm gonna hold it right here, baby. I said, like, girl, but I'm gonna pass. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you have your, let's just say your guy friend, ladies. Okay, you have your guy friend, your girl, he is a good man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a desire to fuck your girl's friend men. Listen, you got to evaluate the shit. That's what discernment is. Transmutation also is. Now, feeling that way, there's nothing wrong with it. It's feelings. It is what it is. That's why your dick and your pussy has a mind on their own. But that's part of, what I'm saying? Not for you to suppress and not evil, not for you to suppress, but that's that type of interaction with the masculinity and the femininity. Those are rules of genders. Like certain female you're gonna see is gonna get your dick hard. There's nothing wrong with that, nigga. Nothing. You're a man. Yeah, it happens, and that's how it's supposed to happen. Because anytime the masculine and the feminine interact, that shit's gonna happen. But now, what you do with it when it happens, that's what discernment is. That's where mastery comes in. That's when being grown is about. Not to suppress it, because when you suppress it, you also get rid of all the good things. You know what I'm saying? Your desire to create art, your desire to better yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's why you can't suppress all of that. So I'm saying all of that to say, it's the same thing that takes place when you betray yourself. And of course, that is done unconsciously. It's not like you're walking around saying "fuck me," although that's what you're saying, but you're saying it unconsciously. That's why when you're toxic, you don't know that you're toxic. You're fighting yourself. You don't even know it's yourself that you're fighting. That's a fight club, motherfucker. But you're not even. There's no ego there. There's nothing. I mean, that's why before you meet yourself, your true self, you gotta meet the shadow self first. And this conversation is about you now meeting the shadow self. Now that I hope somehow I gave you a little bit of understanding of what the shadow self is. Now, how are you going to meet the shadow self when you've been suppressing yourself for so long? Not just for so long, but the crazy shit about it too. And I think that I have to add that to it, and then we're going to put everything together. Is that the spirit, a shadow self, reflects itself. You know how sometimes people want to tell you when you have a pimples and whatever the fuck, like that's why I was talking about those medicine healer. That's why we say the heart represent this. Somebody that has certain pain, may somehow develop cancer or something around the heart. You know what I'm saying? Don't quote me on that one. But if you know, you know. I know what I know. I'm just trying to explain it to you. But now, if you happen to know that part, you should be able to put it together because I understand all of it too. You know what I'm saying? That's why some people would tell you to laugh more. It would also heal certain aspect of yourself. Then they understand that there's energy in you. That's why they tell you when you're sick, there's certain energy. That's why in Europe, Chinese, whatever the fuck, they have acupuncturists. Then you have your medical healers. And then right here you have your spiritual healer. You know what I'm saying? But for me as a healer, I embrace all of them. You know what I'm saying? My mission is not to give you herbs, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My guy, Dr. Lila Africa, the brother that, you know what I'm saying, this nigga give me that thing. I need it. Just a little push. He gave me that work. You know what I'm saying? After I got that work, I'm like, oh Nate. All right, you know what I'm saying? I'm good to go. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, sir. You know what I'm saying? It's appreciated. You know what I'm saying? And all to all my ancestors too, while I'm at it. The love, the appreciation. Listen, man, I'm them and they're me. And once you get to a certain aspect of yourself and you get to meet all of them, listen, it's beautiful. Then you see the love was always there from the beginning. That's why you are naked. These I love them. You know what I'm saying? Yo, without these niggas, if you know, like, even the protection, like, listen, I roll deep, nigga. I roll deep, man. Listen, I'm saying I'm somebody, nigga. You didn't know that though. Come on, man. In Haiti, we have that saying. Because we have a lot of loose dogs. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, I mean, it's pretty much, people have their dogs at their houses and shit, but the dogs happen to be more in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? so, so that's why we have that proverb. You know what I'm saying? So the dog could be on the streets. You don't know who the fuck owns the dog. Then when you kick the dog and some shit happen, or maybe the dog, whatever the fuck. So we always tell you, man, you beat on that dog, man. You gotta wait for it for its master. Oh, some people have to find out. I'm like, you sure? Don't do it. Yo, don't do it. They said, fuck it. I'm like, let it ride. Ride, baby. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying all of that, man, to big up the fucking ancestors. The love, the connection, the divine, the angels. Oh, listen. Mm, my guides. This is all for you guys. The saints. Everybody. Listen, I'm calling on everybody tonight. I'm calling out all of these motherfuckers to let them know not only the love is received, but I gotta let them know how much I love them too, man. And that's that perfect communion as you're becoming cosmic and you're getting more in touch. You understand the Father is in the Son, and as the Son is at, so is the it's. Oh my God. You'll be finding back. Get yours, nigga. Get yours. I ain't mad at you. You got nothing on me, player. Get yours. Do it for you. Yeah. Very good, nigga. I'm extremely good. I'm playing myself. I'm great. You know what I'm saying? Even I don't even tolerate myself not loving myself. But anyway. So getting back to your whole desire, trying to make the connection with now your shadow self and the self as they're being suppressed, then you created a whole fucking other world. That's why in the spirituality that we speak in our community, the ego is a big thing. But we're still missing it because what you're truly talking about is how you're being conditioned. That shit got nothing to do with your ego. You don't know what your ego is. The ego's rocking with you, dog, all day, every day. That's your nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's your dog. You embrace that motherfucker. You heard? Now, what you need to do, nigga, is for you to expand. You know what I'm saying? Or to become a little more in control of your mind, becoming more conscious, becoming more aware. Know a little bit more. Know a little bit more. Meaning, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like a nigga that has a lot of money, that nigga knows some shit you don't know, bro. That's why a lot of those books that are coming out, like what was that nigga name? He's telling you how millionaires think. It's not Robert Kiyosaki. There's another motherfucker, Napoleon. So he had interviewed a bunch of motherfucking millionaires, adapting how these niggas see life. Oh, trust and believe. There's a state of mind that comes with everything. That's why when you see in the Matrix, they're downloading something, you know what I'm saying? You embracing that state of mind. That's why I tell you niggas to be abundant, nigga. Luxury has nothing to do with money. It's all about beauty. Now, when you know beauty, well, you're willing to pay for it. That's just the way it goes. That's why rich people, they buy fucking portraits. They're buying beauty. I got a painting of such and such. Like, you do that shit at your house, nigga. You ain't gotta go to these niggas' auction. That's a little the you know what I'm saying? But there's a state of mind that comes with that. Oshun, a lot of motherfuckers don't understand it. Looks at the mirror, because you gotta see beauty in yourself to be beautiful. That's why some people would say conceited. That's why you'll see, if you remember in high school, it's always the cute ones, they knew they were cute. And they'll make sure of that too. They mean, so they have to see the beauty in them already, nigga. To the pure, all is pure. Oh, I'm conceited as fuck, nigga. Ain't no shame in my game. The fuck? So again, now to meet the shadow self, because as you now trying to align yourself with your true self, so you're not gonna meet the true self yet. You gotta meet the shadow self now. And that's what when we say you gotta do your shadow work, it's all about. Now, doing your shadow self is become aware of some of the things that you have neglected. Intimacy. Then you start to realize I was never truly open to somebody. Let me learn how to open up to somebody. Let me learn how to be truthful to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Let me learn how to be real. You know what I'm saying? You doing your shit. Oh man, I'm gonna let that marinate for you fuckers. This is so on point. Listen, if you get it, God bless you. That's your blessing. This is your blessing right there. Listen, we're giving out blessing out here. We're giving out blessings to the children. Eat your meal, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Rest. I said, I'm your spiritual healer. Can you see the alignment though? I'm saying that's the thing that speaks for itself, and I'm in tune with it. I'm living it. That's why my spirituality is my life. Come on, man. We walking amongst men, man. We're trying to teach them how to become God. I'm saying our mission is different. You know what I'm saying? We're giving sights to the blind. That's what we're doing. I'm saying we're spreading the words, man. I'm doing my father's work, baby. You know what I'm saying? Now you know what I mean? Listen, man, I take pride in my work. Let me know who's doing a better job than me. And I'm not referring to no stupidity level. I'm saying in terms of, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? If that's not what you're talking about, nigga, shit, you tripping. See, you got your podcast. You're doing good. You got the numbers. You know what I'm saying, nigga, you tripping. You're literally tripping. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it is what it is. And that's when you start to learn how to move by by faith, not by sight. Because you truly looking, your moves are it's gonna have to be different. Listen, man, I put my life on the line for this thing. That's what being a sacrificial. I sacrifice myself for the divine. Oh, them niggas got me though. Like you do that? I'm like, yes, sir. I'm like, yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? I stood in front of God. I'm like, nigga, I'm fucking with you, man. He said, really? You know what I'm saying? Then I put my life for it. Niggas like, yo, we got you. I got initiated. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been initiated. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've been know it too. I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm just projecting. You know what I'm saying? Projecting. It doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to be good. It's just projection. You know what I'm saying? That's how salt is always going to be salt. That's how the divinity, you have to reflect that in you. Knowledge got to be wisdom. You know what I'm saying? That's like if you're learning a punch is coming this way, then you got to move that way. And then you didn't apply that knowledge, like, and then you're just going to get hit. You got, what are you doing? What kind of game are you playing? Excuse me. You're just losing? That couldn't be me. Listen, I'm a champion. I'm a winner. So you're right. So winner's gonna win. If you look at yourself as a loser, you know I'm a winner. Well, that's what you think it is. What do you think is gonna happen? I'm not gonna disappoint you because I'm a winner. You know I'm a winner. I'm not disappointing you, nigga. I'm giving you exactly what you already know. So it's either you being delusional with yourself. Oh, you already know. You know what I'm saying? If you already know, then you playing yourself. So childish. I guess you got time, huh? Play yourself. Yeah, I don't play myself. I go along with myself. And that's what this whole alignment is pretty much all about. So to get back to the conversation at hand, right? Because you know, what I'm saying I was some bullshit. When we talking about now that connection, as you know, then you're gonna have to. This is you meeting your shadow self now. This is you pretty much looking to identify. Okay, I used to be triggered, and then you didn't know what was happening. Then people telling you, "Yo, dog, you kind of went off. Like shit, the shit was normal." Like, fuck is these niggas talking about? You know what I'm saying? I.e., you're not taking accountability, but you don't even see it. How can you take accountability? It comes with a little. That's why when you're toxic, that's why you need that consciousness. It is that consciousness that helps you. Now you can use your logic and everything's making sense. That's why motherfuckers meditate to get a higher aha moment. That's why they tell you to open up your third eye, because now you're becoming more receptive to, consciousness, a higher understanding, a higher idea, and shit like that. Now you're not boxed in. When you open up your third eye, now you have opened up your energetic field to this electromagnetic field. That's when you could get fucking inspiration. That's why motherfuckers meditate, trying to open up themselves. Anybody like that's what I did myself as well, as part of the process. And then, we do it differently now. But that's my business. But I'm saying all of that for you to, oh my God. That's the shadow self. So meeting your shadow self now pretty much entails now you're gonna start, what I'm saying, to recognize your lack of intimacy. Why were you that way? Oh, those early emotions. You were disappointed. Your uncle fucked you. Whatever the fuck. Your dad fucked you. Your mom fucked you. All that kind of bullshit. Or, what I'm saying, your dad was not there. Or all of that. That's why you have to understand, again, to get back to when I was talking about how your emotions are being created, all of that. Or if you got hurt, you want to be hurt again. That's what you'll see in the day to day life. We know people are not open to certain things. Then now we're living in a culture where everybody's closed off. And then your love now, can you pay my bills, nigga? Fuck you, I got money, nigga. So what? You know what I'm saying? So what? I need a hug, and I didn't get it. Fuck the hug. I got $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes it shady because it's based on hurt, on bullshit. Look around you. Who's talking about love? A relationship between a man and woman is domination. Look at the podcast, man. This is the culture. There's no podcast that I talk about how men and women comes together. It's always the differences. So these niggas became like they master their pain, pretty much. They become masters of telling you what's the difference between a man and are they needed? Do we need each other? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're approaching it from that perspective, then that's why men and women will come more together. Well, even though these motherfuckers are talking about all this shit, so ironically, they probably think, okay, we're touching on the subject, right? But what the part of the subject that they touching on, which is true, is it's not bringing anybody together because none of these podcasts is teaching you how to love better, how to be greater yourself. You know, then okay, you got a dick, you can do this, you got to do that. All right, cool, cool. We'll get it. Go get him. You're masculine, and they get your money. You see what I'm saying? It derives out of hurt. So that's why for you, if you're born here, nigga, you gotta be wise, man. You gotta shit. You gotta be as wise as the dogs, man. You gotta bypass. That's how you are. Let's just say an American being born here and not an American because now you know what I'm saying. You discern the culture. You become the master of yourself too. Because biasness is in all fucking cultures. You let me know a culture that's gonna say they're not the best. And nigga, I'm Haitian, so yeah, let me know. mm. It's the best, man. Of course. And there's also a part of your shadow self in that too, which let's get back to the conversation at hand. So now, as part of you doing your shadow self, then you're gonna have to identify a different aspect of yourself. Where I mean, the shames, the secret shame, that's where your shadow is hidden because you didn't want to acknowledge your shame, your pain. You always that's why you know what I'm saying. You always got to look a certain way, but underneath, really, you're a fucking monster. Again, that energy has to express itself. That's why people. That's why there's such a thing as something called a hater. A hater loves you, then he hates you. Because trust me, a hater loves you and then he hates you. Yeah, I mean, you're dealing again. This is we're all spirit having a human experience. So that form, that shadow self, which is part of yourself, it's not being expressed, but out of this, your spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's not healthy, and it's being done in so many different realities, right? That's when they'll tell you. Let's just say if you're not, I don't know, your lower chakra is closed, right? Then your genitals, certain things will, what I'm saying, will manifest more. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that, damn, I mean, that's the medicine. I don't want to get, because that conversation is just, let's, uh, here's what we're doing. So then you understand, let's just say in acupuncture, they understand, certain your certain pain that you have. Also, there's an energy that is not moving, and a lot of that pain, depending on where the pain is located, it has also something to do maybe with your state of mind, with all that shit, which is also true. That's why they'll tell you you're sick in your mind first before it reflects in your body. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. But all you're doing, technically, that's when those medical healers, they know how to change your energy, and then now the body will heal. We were talking about, different levels of understanding. You know what I'm saying? That's what, what I'm saying, let's just say a root medicine. I don't know if that's the proper term, but a root healer would be a guy like Dr. Sabi, for instance. He understands the herbs, this and that, and the body, how they, uh, the chemical, how they synchronize, and then that's why he'll tell you, you eat this, you eat that, bow, bow, bow. Dealing with those energies and frequencies, he knows what would, makes your body heals better, whatever the fuck. Again, different aspect, different energy of yourself. Then you have, your healers that use bongs and again, dealing with sounds and frequency, just letting you know, dude, like you more than your body. You your body and more. So again, it entails a little more consciousness, a little less ignorance, if that sounds better. Or if it helps you. If that helps you. You know what I'm saying? Dave Chappelle was saying how the whole country is turning into bitch ass niggas. Do you see what I'm saying? So he's noticing the change, like the pain. That's truly what he was talking about. A bitch ass nigga. Is you dealing with your pain. You haven't mastered your pain yet. And our culture, a lot of our culture is based out of pain. You could see it in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? A bitch is like it's territory, it's domination. I don't call him. He doesn't call me. Then if he calls me, I'm gonna call him. Yeah. You're looking for ways of domination, and then you have now your spiritual, your coaching, your dating coach who's teaching you how to dominate better. Nah, you know what I'm saying? You don't call him. You call him after a month, and if you call him, you're not interested. This shit's miserable, dog. This shit is so trashy, bro. So now you're not interested. So because now, whatever like your definition of courting is at that point, it's just domination. Then at the end of the day, whoever only two can play that game. That's your culture. Let me rephrase. That is our culture. But I said not my culture. I transcended that. So then again, your shadow self, all of that thing, so everything aligns. But I guess to close out on the culture part of it, now when you have a certain understanding of what marriage is, then now, it even blinds you. In other words, it control your consciousness, your understanding. And when we're truly talking about mind control, let's just say in America, is how they train you to think. That's how they know how to get you triggered. They know you to think a certain way. They done clone Tyron, nigga. Tyron now is clone, so you already know. And Tyron been clone. You know what I'm saying? That's your gangster rap. That's all that shit. You been clone, man. I mean, I don't know how. Let's just say the physical understanding of that would help. If it helps you, I don't know, to bring it up, whatever the fuck. But ultimately, mm, I don't know. I'm not too sure. Mm, not too sure. So, in meeting your shadow self now, those secret aspect of yourself, those early challenges, this is what you're gonna have to start looking for because in your projection, you know what I'm saying? Because your shadow self at this point, as you're trying to meet the motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? He's been with you. Now you trying to go home? Well, nigga, so catch me if you can. And that part of you catching him if you can is to identify your vulnerability, your intimacy. Those are things that we don't do here. as part of the culture, I was listening to a podcast. I was saying, why would a girl, for instance, they have somebody that they love, they don't go for the body, so for the person that they love, but they go for the person that they don't love because they have more domination. It's safer. They don't have to be vulnerable. And guess where your shadow self is? That's why you got to go inside. When we talk about healing the wounded child, that's is where going. If you even seen those movies too, you know what I'm saying? This is you facing the very first thing that happened to you. There's no way to it, but through it. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to get to the true self, the shadow's waiting on you, nigga. All right, baby, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Through your shadow, that's where you're gonna get your heart to be as light as a feather. Because now that's why you have to acknowledge these things. You got to acknowledge your pain because your shadow is hiding in your pain, your most secretive part of yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're in a society, man. We don't, you know what I'm saying? Niggas are not learning how to love with a broken heart. But instead, you're learning how to do the complete opposite of that. It's socially engineered, it's all around you, and that's why you have a society that reflects that. Again, that's why culture, you got to be on top of it to understand how you're being. That's what culture is anyway. It's how you do what you do. Well, nigga, maybe I may want to do it this way. Maybe you know what I'm saying. I like to try Chinese food, nigga, Greek food. Okay, now in Haitian cultures, niggas be proud like, yo, we wash our meat, bro. You know what I'm saying? All right, good. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Are you willing to try maybe another motherfucker who's not as clean as you? I mean, nigga, they both dead. Like, I know maybe you washed it. I get it. But the meat is still dead. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying? That's why people, in fact, that's why they would tell you that fire kills germs. And that's why we cook our meat too, man. You don't eat war meat. I hope you don't. I mean, listen, this is beyond my pay grade, but let me just stick. I mean, if you cook your meat, well, that's changing the energy too, modifying all of that. But anyway, that's when, because I listen to everybody. You know what I'm saying? When even Dr. Lila Africa too. So for me, a big interest that I had in them wasn't so much of the medicine aspect of it. It was the intellectual part of it. Because this nigga, even right now, he has, if you go on YouTube, where he breaks down the cartoons, like, because his whole thing, he was trying to get you to look at things from a different perspective. Don't try to be better than these niggas. Don't try. And in fact, he's telling you, don't even think like them. So if I don't think like you, why the fuck would I want to be better than you? It's almost like, nigga, you are me. In other words, this nigga dedicated his life to get you to have an African perspective on shit. How do you eat? How do you fuck? Like you were jerk enough. Like this nigga talk about that shit too. You're beating on yourself. I've been there. I just do it softer. All right, I'm wild. I'm wild. I'm wild. But going back to the conversation at hand, like I was, and that's where he adjusted me a little bit. I understood now. Lesson learned. Yes, sir. It's not what you see, but it's how you're looking at it. In other words, he understood as a spiritual teacher That's why they tell you, as a speaker, you got to understand your audience. Who are you talking to? Who am I talking to right now? You feel me? You know what I mean? So it's not what you know, but it's who you talking to. And that's why this nigga, as part when I was going through my shit with him, he took me on one of his, what I'm saying, videos or recordings where he had a fucking aunt. He said, "Yo, I'm saying this, I could freak you out if I were to tell you some shit about this." And then he thought about it, thought about it. This nigga said, "Man, it almost got me." You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a master that I am, because a true master, I'm not here to show off my knowledge, nigga, but to relate to you. Why relating to you? That's why we say namaste. Because I understand that God is in me, is in you. The only difference is I have activated mind. So because I have activated mind, doesn't mean, nigga, that's why compassion comes in. Like, fuck you, you dead ass motherfuckers, fuck you. Nah, nigga, relax. I'm here for you. I understand. And as part of our development too, we understood what it's like to came from a dark side, from being ignorant, and then now you understand. So if you understand now, then you understand when a nigga's ignorant, the nigga's ignorant, dog. Yeah, there's levels of ignorance, but at the end of the day, it's still ignorant, bro. That's why you never argue with fools. Not because of who's watching. Maybe they're gonna say they're the same. I understand that proverb too. I see what it's saying, but I'm changing shit around. We don't, not because of that, because we don't. I don't give a fuck about who's gonna be able to tell me if I'm a fool or not. Why would I give a fuck about that when the truth is in me? But what I will not do though is not to cast my pearls before swine, and that comes with wisdom. In other words, if I know you don't understand the whole aspect of Jesus, forgive them because they don't know what they do. Well, that's exactly what it is. That's why I don't argue with fools, because I know a fool is being a fool. Another way of saying that, you know how niggas tell you, you can't save a hoe, bro? She didn't want to be saved. Man. That's the wisdom. It's to accept and understand. Accepting is not like anything like people look at it that way, like you just take anything. Nah, it's powerful. You know what I'm saying? That's why, again, you'll see all other religion, they don't give a fuck about Christianity. But Christianity gives a fuck about all these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You'll see no matter who accept Jesus. All right, Jesus is good. In fact, shit, if you into Hinduism, you may find Jesus like you're gonna plug Jesus in somewhere. That's how tolerant we are. You know what I'm saying? And like, Jesus, this you good, man. Everybody's accepted here. Hey, why not Jesus? Jesus, all right, good, nigga. But in their culture, I mean, in that closed state of mind or way of training of thinking, which is, slavery shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. That's where they at. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? You got me. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say you call me evil. All right. Well, somebody got to be it. Thank you for saving the world. But that's the beauty. That's acceptance. Me accepting it, that didn't make me weak at all. No, no, no. It's me also understand, listen, man, you don't get what I'm saying. So I accept you. Another way of saying I have compassion for you. Different levels depending on what you're trying to portray, but ultimately, that's what the fuck the shit is talking about. That acceptance, that embodiment, harmony, nigga. The yin and the yang. And it's being done in several realities, in several fucking state of mind energies, and this is the multiple universe that you're in those different planes. Now you transcend as you're becoming more cosmic, meaning you are opening up your energetic field. You do that through your meditation. There's so many different things you could do through your third eye. You open up your third eye so you become more receptive to aha, or more consciousness that you didn't have before. So ultimately, that's the name of that's where you need to go. But now to get back to you meeting, because you got to see the shadow self at this point. That's when I was telling you about those, intimacy issues that you may have. Again, understanding the culture, all of it embodies everything is spiritual and has a spiritual essence. To truly understand anything, you got to get to the bottom of it. That's what, we say it all the time. Let's get to the bottom of this, man. What this is really about. Get to the bottom of it. We're also reflecting too, man. To go up, you got to go down. Because getting to the bottom of it is resolving the shit. It's to close it once and for all. It's to transcend. It's being said in so many different ways, and our spiritual aspect is reflecting that. But depending on how you're looking at it, like for me, that's why, some people. I'll give you another example. I could see someone being triggered and looking at their shadow self, but for you, you may just see, that person's just toxic, or it just reacts that way. You can't handle your emotion, or that's what you know about the self. Then that's where you stop. Or that person is stubborn, whatever the fuck. But most people, everybody's fucking stubborn, and there's an internal process. You know what I'm saying? Which means they're not holding on to shit. You let go. In other words, I had a last recording that talks about attachment. You know what I'm saying? You detach. And I wanted to make it clear in that last recording, and I'm gonna just say it here just to close it up real quick, that when we say, let's just say all suffering, the root of all suffering is attachment. That doesn't mean, like, how people talk about attachment, like you're trying to be hard, like stay away from me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's not attachment. That's not detachment at all. It's that you give 100% of you, and then regardless of what that is, you okay. You're able to move on. That's what loving with a broken heart is. You were broken, yet you're still able to still loving. Keep going. Keep on loving. Keep on opening up. And then eventually, as you because those are also lessons for you too. That you're gonna align yourself with that true love, then you know the rest is history. You find Trinity. He said, I've been on a quest for Trinity. I've been told Trinity's staring at me though. Trinity, stop playing, girl. Mm-mm. We got things to do. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Baby to be made. You know what I'm saying? See, nigga, man. We working on real estate right now. We're gonna build a family, girl. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? If you're ready for that thing, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna create, you know what I'm saying, have a lot of these brown eyes around the house. Oh, it's that time, you hear me? But anyway, going back again to, that's when, to embrace that conversation or that meeting with your shadow self, that's when you got to start to acknowledge the pain and to get deeper into the causation of that pain and the understanding of it. That's what the shadow work is pretty much all about. But again, it's a lot. There's a lot more that can be said about this. Trust me. But just to give you, I guess, a general understanding. But again, when we're talking about your intimacy, the things that you shamed about you, you would have to acknowledge all these things, and that's a lot of work. It requires consciousness. That's why they say you got to forgive yourself, meaning, hey, you didn't know better. This is where we at now. You know what I'm saying? Let's make this something better. You know what I'm saying? I know I betrayed you in the past. That's what you're telling this nigga. I know I betrayed you. Like I told that nigga too, it was the same. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, I definitely betrayed him. But I had to let him know, nigga, nigga, like if I'm here, that's because I always desired you. I didn't know better though. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't give up on you. Here we are. Oh, so can you see the fucking admiration between this thing here? You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't give up on you. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, man, I had to go through it to appreciate you more. What you gonna do, nigga? I surrendered to this motherfucker, and he surrendered to me. Anyway, that's a whole different conversation. But keep the change. So again, guys, to get back to pretty much conclude, man, meaning the shadow self, this is pretty much what you got to go through. You know what I'm saying? Doing the shadow work entails, your disappointments, all of those different things, the shames, you know what I'm saying? And you have to discover like your projection. Then you have a better understanding on how to project, or if you're projecting, because I'm projecting myself too, but I'm projecting a healed, a good version of me. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what it comes down to. Now we're holding a mirror. So you know what I'm saying? So you can see you. I ain't doing this shit for nigga. We good over here. We good money, man. I paid my taxes, bro. You know what I'm saying? I listen, man. There's some shit that's gonna come out when they come out. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk more. There's a lot more to be said. You hear me? But this what this is, I'm truly saying this speaks for itself. So now, with that being said, understand meeting your shadow self is dealing with those disappointments because as you're dealing with those, there's your self imprint and the shadow self. Then now you're going to identify these things and make it work. So meet your shadow self. You already know. Haitien Malay.